In 1858, London was gripped by a crisis so foul, so putrid, that it threatened to bring the entire city to its knees. This wasn't some supernatural force or a violent uprising. No, this was something far more insidious and, frankly, disgusting. I'm talking about the Great Stink. Picture this. It's the height of summer in Victorian London. The streets are bustling, horse-drawn carriages clatter by, and the River Thames, well, the Thames is essentially an open sewer. Years of growth and poor waste management turned this river into a toxic mess. But here's where things get really interesting. The stench from the river wasn't just unpleasant, it was downright unbearable. And it wasn't confined to the riverbanks. No, this smell was so potent, so overwhelmingly nauseating, that it permeated every corner of the city. You might think a bad smell, no biggie. But this was something else. It was so awful it messed with the government. The Houses of Parliament, situated right next to the Thames, were practically unusable. Members of Parliament couldn't focus on debates or legislation because they were too busy gagging and holding handkerchiefs to their noses. There are accounts of MPs dipping curtains in lime chloride and hanging them in the windows in a desperate attempt to filter the air. Some even suggested moving Parliament out of London altogether. That's how bad it was. But here's the thing. This crisis, as horrific as it was, ended up being a turning point in London's history. It forced the city to confront its sewage problem head-on. The result? The construction of a modern sewer system, designed by engineer Joseph Bazalgette, that would serve as a model for cities around the world. This massive undertaking involved building over 100 miles of underground sewers, effectively removing waste from the streets and the river. It was a monumental task, but one that quite literally saved London from drowning in its own filth. So, in a weird twist of fate, this public health disaster, this Great Stink, ended up propelling London into the modern era of sanitation. What started as a crisis became a catalyst for change, transforming the city's infrastructure and improving the lives of millions. It's a reminder that sometimes the most significant changes can come from the most unexpected, and in this case, the most disgusting places. The Great Stink of 1858 went from being a nightmarish ordeal to a quirky historical footnote, a testament to human ingenuity in the face of, well, human waste. And that, my friends, is the story of how London's darkest, smelliest hour became a turning point in urban planning and public health. Who knew that something so foul could lead to something so revolutionary?